This is Shane, Hurricane Helms, inviting you to watch Rasslin Rage. That's Rasslin, Rasslin, Rage, every Friday night, 8 p.m. on YouTube.com. And if not, what's up with that?
Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now, Wrestling Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Boom. There we go. Man, what a night already, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, oh, peace. So, welcome one and all to another episode of Rasslin Rage. Thank you for waiting. I do apologize for some reason. I don't know what was happening, but the way I got things hooked up now, my stuff goes to a server. That server sends it to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and for some reason, Facebook kept failing, which caused the whole stream not to work for some reason. So, I should have. I'm going to need to fill the jar. You can ask. Were you telling them?
No.
No.
They were accurately guessing things.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, I was ready. This was ready to smash something. Things were getting ready to be thrown. And I noticed there's things out that I forgot to put away. But anyways, yeah. But thank you, one and all. Joining me tonight, the master of the whiteboard, XICW Screwed Alex. I didn't even see that till just now. Good, awesome. And the dude with the bullhorn, Josh Harper.
I would turn it on, but I'm pretty sure I'd blow your sound system off.
Yeah, probably.
Technical difficulties.
Right, so thanks for coming on. Highly appreciate it.
I love being here. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. He got to watch me almost kill things. Not you, obviously.
I was the only thing in the room. I was kind of afraid.
Yeah, right. So thank you to everyone for hanging out and waiting. You're watching live tonight, no matter what platform you're watching on, which now is just YouTube because something went wrong, obviously. And thank you so much for watching. And if you're catching the replay, thank you to you too. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that thing. Boom, boom, boom. Hit it now. Right now.
All
Go.
right.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, look, he's watching on his phone. That's cool. Yeah, so make sure you smash that. Make sure to subscribe to Rasslin Rage on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be because it's the only place that we're on right now, go ahead, hit that little red button down there. It says subscribe. Just click that. Boom. Hit it. If you do, while you're watching the stream, if you look up there, something should change. That should change to your name, hopefully. But so try. Do it right now. Let's check it out. Look, do it. Right. Anyways, if you do it, it should change. But anyways, if you scroll down into the description, you'll find a few links. One of which is to the WWE shop. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, WWEshop.com. Click that link. Buy some of the gear of today's WWE stars, superstars, like this one. This wasn't WWE, but you can get one like this because he's in the WWE, right? Of course, there's a link for Highspots, which has some great wrestling content and gear, including ring gear. If you want, you want to get a singlet, you want a turnbuckle, you want a wrestling ring.
Slowly start building stuff in my backyard.
There you go. All right. Get all that. So check that out. Don't forget, at any time during the show, the link will come up, hopefully in there. But you click the link in the description and you can donate. $1, $5, whatever. All the money goes to the show. Every bit helps. I'm currently working on a new PC to make things a little bit better. I want to add a camera, and I want to add a better camera is what I want to do. And what I have now isn't currently capable of doing the things that I want to do. So, Rasslin Rage does have merch. Check this out. Rasslin Rage T-shirts are available on ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingRage. Just click the link in the description to visit our store on Pro Wrestling Tees website. Every shirt is 100% cotton and available in sizes up to 5X. Show your love for Rasslin Rage and get yours today. Boom. That's right. We have T-shirts available. But don't forget, also, limited time supply. There's only 15 available. Once that 15 go, and it's any size up to, I forget. But anyways, it's in the merch store. If you click that donation link, you can, instead of going there, you hit the tab up there that says merch store. You go over there, you can buy a T-shirt, shipped to your house. Awesome stuff. They're in the, it's called the Streamlabs merch store. It's part of the software that I use here. They add all that stuff in there, so that's cool. That's what makes this stuff cool. Rasslin Rage has Facebook, which being a pain in my neck today, obviously, and Twitter. Please like our page. Follow us at Rasslin Rage, both at Rasslin Rage for Twitter and Facebook. Only difference is on Twitter, it's capital R's. Like and subscribe on YouTube. You know, you can check out r2youtube.com, or you can go to wrestlingrage.com and check out our website. There's not much to talk about or do for Collector's Corner, but I am going to show something that Craig sent me and a couple cards. So when we come back. Booyah. All right, so we're back. So Craig sent this to me in the mail. Pretty cool. All the way from Pennsylvania, right? So, WrestleMania money, huh? Have you seen this stuff before?
Not really. No.
No, I haven't. I hadn't seen it until Craig sent me. He's got a bunch more. He sent me a photo of it, but I'm gonna put it up here. Try to get that out of there. So, anyways, that's WrestleMania money. That's got Mayweather on it, right? Is that his name? Floyd
Money Mayweather.
Oh yeah, money. It's a $20 million bill. United States of America, it says on the back, and then
With the government being shut down, there's no one to double check that. So I mean, we can just go get everything we need to get right now.
Yeah, we could do that. But it does say World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated. Where'd you get this, Craig? What's up with that? Oh, you didn't know that, NWO? Yeah, you made that one, and you guys are in the, I think you guys are in the intro too, ain't you? I don't know. Maybe the old intro. Because I redid it and made it shorter because it was too long. But yeah, so Craig, thanks for that. I'm not sure what he wants me to do with it. Does he want me to keep it? You want me to spend it? I mean, you know, it is what it is. But there's that. And then, so unfortunately, I 24, he says, WrestleMania 24. Unfortunately, the guy that I used to be able to get these through is no longer doing this. He joined a new team. They're doing it, but he's not doing it on his own, it was called Cardboard Treasures, right? And you were looking at these earlier, but they do box breaks, right? And they get the cases, and then there's, for every box, there's so many autographs and so many what they call hits. So anyways, The Godfather signed. That's 62/99. And then Norman Smiley. These are the 2019, I believe, 2019 or 2018 Legends card. But it's an authentic autograph, and they're made by Topps. This one's 14/50. And then, so what he does is he'll open so many packs, and then if he hits it, you're only going to get so many hits, right? So if he gets a hit, all the hits, then he leaves the packs that are unopened. And then he splits them amongst all the people in the break, right? So I got a few packs too, and I open it up, and then I get this Bobby Heenan, the blue Bobby Heenan there, 25/25. So that was pretty cool too. Nice stuff there. And I have a bunch of stuff. I have this Iron Sheik, that Mrs. Weir one that I got to get to her. Remember that?
Now, you know Melissa's going to end up being upset with you because every time I go, okay, I'm done with the cards. I'm not going to buy any more of the cards. You have the cards on the show, and I'm sitting here like, oh, there's a new pack. I could go to Walmart today and get myself a pack.
They got a new series. A new series. I don't know if I showed this one off, but I think I did. That's Aleister Black, NXT. I've had that one for a while. And then, remember when the last time you were on the show, you remember that, was it the booster box or whatever it is? There was a Shawn Michaels, what do they call them? The ones with the piece of the fab.
Like a shirt in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's over there. I don't want to. I'd have to get off the camera to get it. But
see, now when I bought it, I bought 2 boxes.
What'd you get in the other one?
I want to say it was a Daniel Bryan shirt.
Oh, okay.
And I remember going, okay, which one am I going to open? Which one am I going to open?
Yeah.
I opened the wrong one.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Would I consider a trade for the brain card? Depends. Depends on the trade. I mean, it ain't no big deal. If it was an autograph, no, probably not. But it's not an autograph, so yeah, sure. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Meet me on the playground after recess, and we'll see.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, that was free, ladies and gentlemen. That was a free dance party just for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's really all I have for Collector's Corner this week. I was gonna try to get that video to work that you guys couldn't hear the audio on last week. I figured out what the problem was, and it was because of this new thing here. I got to do some addition, right? Who knew you had to do math after school, right?
Yeah, I was pretty sure. Now, as long as it's not algebra, basic math, yeah. But you start having to do a squared, b squared equals c squared.
Very good. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk some indies. Let's get into it. Indies.
You got to put money in the swear jar for singing because it's just as bad.
Oh, come on, man. Who said that? No more singing. All right. Anyways, tickets went on sale today for Blue Water Championship Wrestling event on February 2nd. $15 in advance, $20 at the door, and a family 4-pack for $50. Tons of fun for the family at every BWCW event. Get your tickets before they sell out at PKSA Port Huron or St. Clair or at the American Legion Post 8 in downtown Port Huron. You can also purchase tickets online at bwcwstars.com. I recommend you get a hold of BRD or Weaponized Alec Weir for tickets because not only you only help BWCW, but you help them as well.
Plus, you get a wrestler to come to your house and
you could do that. Yeah,
start having them autograph stuff.
There you go. Hey, man, everything.
Yeah,
they're here. So I hope to see you guys there. I definitely will be there. Mark, we're going to get into that in a little bit. Just, we'll get there, brother. Missile Dropkick Wrestling presents Out with the Old and In with the New, January 12th in Westland, Michigan, with former TNA star Robbie E. You guys remember that guy? He was in Port Huron a couple times. Remember that?
Fought against Cyrus Sateen.
Yes, he did. $10 cover is what the flyer says. So Westland, Michigan. That's a little bit of a drive from here, but that's I can't think of that. Lou Crank's place. On January 13th, XICW returns to the Fraser Lions Club in Fraser, Michigan. I guess that was kind of like obvious, right? Let's get it started already. Signed to appear is Mike Elgin, Jimmy Jacobs, Madman Fulton, Truth Martini, Samantha Heights, and Queen Amanada. Now, there's been some promos out there, too, that, Alex, Weaponized Alex Weir, he's a little mad about his last interaction there where they and I was there, you were there, right, too, and he won the title, they restarted the match, and I don't even know. Well, hey, well, wait, hold on. Whoa. Breaking news for the Blue Water Heavyweight title on February 2nd. Main event, Justin Maine defends against Blake Acumen. What? Are you kidding me right now? Have you lost your mind? Oh, wow. Okay.
That'll be interesting. I I can't say anything else besides that'll be an interesting match.
Yes, it would. Definitely.
But for XICW, my issue is the heavyweight championship is going to be defended.
Yeah.
And Alex Weir's not in that match. Alex was supposed to face for the heavyweight championship at the one that we went to.
Oh.
He's not in the light heavyweight championship. El Ridiculoso's defending that, and Alex isn't getting a rematch there. 2 championship belts that he should be going for, and he's not in either of those matches.
We're gonna have to get a hold of DVA and be like, hey, dude, what's up, man? What's going on? We'll have to do when we go down there, we'll be like, dude.
I say we just give MM3 my pipe and let him
do
what he needs to
do. Nice. So that leads into the 20th XICW Season 6 of Proving Ground starts at the Hot Rock Cafe in Warren, Michigan. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 at the door. You can get your ticket for both shows in advance on their website, xicwdetroit.com. There's no better way to kick off the season than a fan bring the weapons match, which you're like a master of all trades on something. You got the bullhorn, you got the master of the whiteboard, and you got your
golf bag
full of weapons. So is that coming along for the trip?
That's Danny already said I can put it in the back of his vehicle. So it's a baseball bat, a yellow pipe, a silver pipe. I've got a little plastic folder that you're supposed to use to keep your carpet safe when you're painting. Figure it'd be just something to whip someone with. Anything and everything you want in there. Right.
Definitely going to be a good time. MM3 faces his dad. There's a lot of family issues going on there. But what's one of the cool things is Josh, his wife, myself, Danny Beals, who's in the chat room, and his son, Skyjacker, and I think his other son, Seth, is coming as well. So that will be a fun time because we're going to have a VIP booth, and we get free pizza and a pitcher of pop.
Yeah.
So we're going to eat some pizza and watch wrestling.
That you don't get any better than that.
No, man. And if we're still hungry and we want a slice of pizza, it's only $1 a slice.
Is that their normal price, or was that just for that show?
It was for that show.
Because I know normally you go to it's $2 for a hot dog. It's $4 for a can of pop. $1 for a piece of pizza. That's
well, if I go back and it's $1, I'm sold. I'll be at every XICW Proving Ground from now on.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Mark my words. Not the fact I can write it off now, but hey, whatever. Anyways.
That's just an incentive. You would have went anyway.
Right. So I got to ask you, are you going to bring the loudspeaker and the whiteboard?
I know I'm bringing the whiteboard. I'm not positive about the megaphone yet because
it's new territory.
It's a lot smaller, and I'm afraid of damaging the ears of the people around me, mainly the person that can stab me in my sleep. I don't know if you noticed, I brought it to the last show and she didn't sit in the same row as me.
No,
she sat behind me.
Yeah, she did. She said no bullhorn.
There you go. And she knows where the kitchen knives are, and I can sleep pretty heavy. So
that's right. So that's really kind of all I have for the indies section this week. We had the announcement there. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. Craig there says he's donating that to the show. So thanks. I'll put that on the shelf up there.
Well, that's all your new equipment, man. That's $20 million.
Yeah. Yeah, well, All right, so we're going to go into the section of the show where we talk about what's called All the Rage. Well, that's what we call it. And that's where we talk about things that happen in the wrestling world that I guess you could say because I'm the one that writes the show, want to talk about, right? So we're going to talk about it. Here we go when we come back. Yo. Oh, hashtag death to the bullhorn. Look at that.
This is what part of the reason I brought it with me. I've been keeping it in my car when I go to work.
Oh.
Because I'm afraid if I come home, oh no, it fell off the shelf and broke into 900 pieces and started itself on fire.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. So here we go. All the Rage. So last week we kicked off all the rage with AEW announcements. So I think it's only fitting because we had a lot of announcements this week. We do the same thing because we had the AEW rally down there in Jacksonville, Florida. And I think one of the biggest pieces to that puzzle outside of Kenny Omega is Chris Jericho.
Right.
Chris Jericho signing with AEW is huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Outside of Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, which is kind of a given when we're dealing with this, but that's huge. Huge. I mean, the GOAT, the man, right? Every time we see him, he's reinvented himself, and that just goes to show that what he has to offer and what he has to bring to make AEW that much better and to compete with WWE. Now,
exactly.
I see a lot of things online, and you know how there's a lot of they call smarks. There's a lot of those guys online, and you hear a lot. There's a lot of negativity. A lot of negativity. And those same people that are negative and throw that negative cast at AEW are the same people that throw that negativity on, say, Impact Wrestling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, they like the only thing that exists and should exist is WWE and whatever. But I think this is good for the overall product of wrestling altogether.
Competition is always good.
Right.
It makes everyone have to bring their A game and not have the same main event for 12 pay-per-views in a row.
Right, exactly. And this is also creating opportunity, not just in AEW, but in places like New Japan, ROH, and even WWE. And if you really think about it, I mean, because now you have guys like the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes who were in major promotions like Ring of Honor and New Japan that are leaving, and they're going to be exclusive with AEW, right? So now you got roster spots open for Ring of Honor. So now that now brings in roster spots in Ring of Honor. Now they sign some people. Now that person's came from somewhere else. Now that creates opportunity, and it's just a constant,
it's a trickle up
effect. Right, trickle up effect. And I don't actually, other than the fact that I could see that Vince McMahon may see this as a bit of a threat.
But that's good.
Right, yeah.
If it's a threat, he's going to bring his A game and stop messing around all the time. A threat is good for us.
Right. Yeah, oh yeah. And, we got the announcement that they're going to do Double or Nothing. Was it May 25th, right? May 25th, Las Vegas, Nevada. They also announced that they're going to do another StarCast, which, there's a guy, I don't know if you might be friends with him too, but his name is Robin Nelson. He runs Wrestle Popcast. It's a podcast. And he was at StarCast the last for All In, and Terry Schiavone was there, and Terry Schiavone did this whole thing with him. It was really cool. But anyways, so we know all that, and then we also know that they're talking about doing another event in Jacksonville, Florida. There's just nothing too confirmed on it,
That's not too surprising considering the president is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, you're going to do an event in his arena.
Right, definitely. Now, I know that a lot of people were wondering, because, I don't know, it's just the way the wrestling world works, is there's all these, conspiracy theories, and people are online, well, what if this, and what if that, and, okay, cool, but, Jericho, right? So Jericho signs, and we all know that Jericho's pretty much on a first name basis with Vince McMahon, and a lot of people wondered if WWE was caught off guard. And according to Jericho, when he did an interview with Busted Open Radio, he said he reached out to Vince and let him know, and he wasn't caught off guard or anything like that, and he said they had a very good talk.
He's a professional man.
Right,
He
yeah.
doesn't want to sneak under the table. He wants to thank the man that gave him opportunities when he gave him opportunities and let him know what he's doing.
Right. So we know some roster members now, right? Now, I know a lot of people outside of Kenny Omega, which we'll talk about a little bit. I think that Chris Jericho, that's one big piece of the pie to me. That's just what I'm overall for the product, overall for the organization. Like as far as like think about it in the way of a college team and recruiting a college team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're the guy, and you're the quarterback. You're the 5-star quarterback out of Florida, and I'm trying to bring you into my organization, my college, I have to have something to offer you. Well, if I can bring you in and you got a guy like Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes, I mean, right there, that's all some authentic information. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Mentoring, the things that these guys have to offer is more than any other organization,
If I'm a good quarterback, I want to make sure that you have at least a decent coach. What's your running back like? And that's what they're doing. They're not hanging their hat on just Jericho.
No.
They're also going, okay, well, we got this person, we have this person, we're bringing people up from the indies, we have this person from All In. They have a dentist. A female dentist is one of the first people that they signed.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Where's it at? Right, Britt Baker is her name.
Yep, Britt Baker.
Yeah. So they got Pac, formerly known as Neville, huge sign. Hangman Page, Young Bucks, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, Joey Janela, huge sign there. Joey Janela, MJF, Penelope Ford, another huge up and coming female. Britt Baker, of course, like Brandy Rhodes, of course.
Right.
There's more to be announced for sure, and like a lot of people in here are asking, TV, streaming. In this climate for wrestling, it's an absolute must.
Right. At least streaming.
Right. More talent, obviously. You got to have more talent, right? What do you... I don't know if there's any more you can add to what they already have right now. I don't think they need to do too much too quick.
Well, I know one of the big things, in my mind, one of the biggest announcements they didn't make at the rally, and that's that Billy Gunn is going to be one of their producers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Craig, the money's coming from the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's 100% owner of the AEW. No money came from the Elite. He's already put in $100 million so far.
Now, I did hear a fun conspiracy theory that it's actually Vince McMahon that's paying for AEW, and all this money that he took out and we thought he was funding into the XFL, he was really doing to start this so there could be competition. So anyone that hates the WWE is going to sign on for this. I'm like, that's crazy. That's stupid.
Right, yeah.
It might be true, but that's crazy.
Yeah, the Khan brothers. Those guys have more money than McMahon can ever dream of.
Right.
To be truthfully honest. But that's not to say that he's going to invest all of his money just into AEW. I mean, that would be just dumb, right? But really dumb. So, Kenny Omega, right? Everybody wants to know, where's Kenny Omega going? Well, he has confirmed he's leaving New Japan. It's over. Like most things in the world of wrestling, and you got to, move on to something else. But there's no confirmation as to where he might land. Okay, so that's bringing up a lot of, is he going to WWE? Is he going to AEW? There's a lot of rumors that he met with WWE. There's not really any confirmation. There's rumors that he turned down the offer from WWE, which would, lean to say that he's going to sign with AEW. Now, there's rumors out there that are also saying that a deal between AEW, New Japan, and ROH is very dependent on if Kenny Omega goes to AEW. That sounds about right, truthfully.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot that can be done there. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. It's a lot of rumors right now, and there's no for sure thing, which we all know the guys in the Elite, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, they're all very good at. They're very good at making you wonder what's going on.
And that's
so
what
they keep creating interest, and it's awesome. That's what we need. So
I haven't been this excited about wrestling on TV in a while.
Right.
So it makes me happy that it gets that old feeling up,
Right. Everything about Omega, other than the fact that he's leaving New Japan, is pretty much rumors. We don't know for sure. It's just so-and-so knows so-and-so that knows so-and-so that says this, right?
I'm a close personal friend.
Right, yeah, right.
He's already signed with WWE.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a close personal friend. He told them no.
It's a lot of dirt sheet crap,
yeah.
basically, and that's it. Now, you out there, you people that are talking, all you fellow Ragers, that's whatever you want to be called, you guys got to come up with a name. If you want me to call you something, come up with a name, because Ragers just don't sound cool to me. Sounds more like ravers, like, them guys that back in the day and girls that used to go to the underground rave parties, Detroit Underground.
Yeah.
Those guys.
But Ragers, that does kind of sound cool.
Where do you guys think Omega lands? Do you think he goes to AEW? You think he goes to WWE? Or, hey, maybe he ends up in Impact. Who knows? That's another rumor floating around. Did you hear that?
No.
That AEW may sign some type of partnership deal with Impact Wrestling.
I mean, anything's possible.
Right, yeah. So
I feel like for someone that's rising like AEW, you don't hitch your cart to a horse that's going downhill.
Gooster Gaming, what's happening, brother? Hey, you don't got to say sorry to me. Life happens, man. I get it. I understand. It happens to me too. But thank you for joining us tonight, and it's nice to see you. You check out with your dad there. Your dad, I don't know if you've seen it, but you guys made the T-shirt video, and I believe you're in the intro too. I'm not sure. They want to be called Ragers. So it's no secret WWE held SmackDown. Well, so before this sounds weird, SmackDown had already been scheduled before the rally, right? So it's not like WWE said, well, we're going to do this. Nah. But WWE had SmackDown in Jacksonville the same day AEW held their rally. And there was a lot of reports going on. I wouldn't call them reports, Twitter posts from fans that were at the rally that then went to SmackDown, which was, I guess it was like 3 blocks away. And they were wearing AEW T-shirts and gear and were denied entrance to SmackDown. Now, there's a lot of people, you know how the internet is. The internet, oh, that's baloney, that didn't happen. It's they're social media plants.
Just trying to start rumors.
Yeah, start it.
Bad.
And then there's a post of a guy. There's actually a picture of a guy that he's in SmackDown. He has an AEW shirt on, but it's turned inside out. Where and in his post on Twitter said that he was asked by security to change his shirt or flip it inside out.
It makes sense. Because you're going to be on TV, you don't want to be advertising the competition. You don't want someone wearing a Pepsi shirt in a Coca-Cola commercial. But the thing there is that they're not even... I mean, they've announced that they've said some of the wrestlers. They said when their first thing's going to happen. But they have not had match 1 yet. So for WWE to really see them as competition already says a lot. And it says a lot in a good way.
Right. And if it's true, in which I don't know. I don't even remember when I went to Raw what I was wearing, but I know I was wearing a Johnny Gargano shirt. All right, never mind. So, and it was a NXT shirt. It wasn't an indie shirt or Evolve or anything like that. Which is, did you hear about that too? Johnny Gargano, the Street Profits, the other guy from NXT. I can't think of his name. They're I think it's this weekend or next weekend. Can't remember, but there's a 2-day event and there's one in New York and whatever. Yeah. And so let me tell you, this kind of chaps my what, because when I went to Evolve and it was Cassius Ohno, right? The Street Profits, Mustafa Ali, right? So they were there, but there was no meet and greet. You didn't get to meet those guys, right? But when I went to a different thing, I got to meet some other guys. But now Johnny Gargano's going to be there in the Street Profits, and yeah, of course, we're going to have a meet and greet.
There should always be
a
meet and greet, especially if you're going to say on your flyer, hey, this person's going to be there. I'm assuming when I go there, I can pay the money to meet the person, shake their hand, get an autograph.
Right, well,
they did the first episode of the CWL, me and my wife went there, and they had on the thing, we're going to have MVP, and we're going to have Big Cass was going to be there. I was really excited to get to meet MVP and shake his hand and get an autograph, and we got there. Wasn't out. I stayed afterwards. They're taking down the ring, and people are walking out, and I stayed waiting there, waiting for MVP to come out, because I wanted to tell him, I really enjoy your wrestling. You're a character that I love. I still do the ballin'. I sing his song in my head sometimes still. He came out and just, oh no, you can't talk to him. And moved me to the side so they could walk him out. It's half the reason I went there, and no meet and greet. They advertised he was going to be there. No,
that makes you really go, you suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't the
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't him.
right.
But
That's ridiculous.
it ultimately looks bad on him.
Right. Was Big Cass signing?
You had to spend, I think it was an extra $50 to get his autograph, and you actually had to go to a separate floor. Like you got a ticket, and then they'd let you onto the elevator to go onto a different floor.
For Big Cass?
It was the first time of him signing after his contract was up, so he could talk bad about WWE.
$50.
$50
For Big Cass?
for Big Cass.
No way.
The ticket was, I think, $20.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. And didn't Ryback show up too?
Yeah, but he wasn't announced. He just showed up.
Did he sign afterwards?
Nope.
Oh my Lord.
Came out, did a match, went back.
How do these guys make money on the indies if they're not doing gimmicks?
Exactly.
I don't know. Okay. Unless they're getting paid that much money, I mean, wow, man. All right. So, in other news, still kind of on that subject of New Japan and so on and so forth. New Japan, what do we got? Probably need funds for an attorney after that. Okay. So, New Japan previously announced a 2-date tour in the States. New Beginning was the tour name. It's taking place in Los Angeles on January 30th, Charlotte, North Carolina on February 1st, and then earlier this week they announced they're going to add a third show on February 2nd in Nashville, Tennessee. I do not see Detroit, Michigan, which I think is bull snap. Bull snap.
They should always have Detroit on any kind of a tour, because I know wrestling's considered more of a southern thing, but Michigan is the South and the North. I mean, that's really what it comes to. There's so much stuff that's supposed to be Southern exclusive, and it also applies for Michigan. We're huge wrestling fans. We're NASCAR fans. We're college football fans.
Right.
So why, especially, we're talking about WrestleMania 3, one of the biggest moments in wrestling history, happened in Detroit. If you're going to make a tour in America, why don't you hit Detroit?
Which I believe Mr. Weir was there.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't born yet, so that's the only reason I wasn't there.
I was born. I was just very young. Very young. In other news, Impact Wrestling, haven't talked about them in a while, really, kind of, but has announced their weekly show will also air on their streaming channel on Twitch. So, if you don't get Pursuit Channel, you can now watch Impact. They should have did this a long time ago, if you ask me.
Right.
Because a lot of people have been talking a lot of the stuff I've been reading, a lot of people are saying, this is what their complaint is about the situation, is that the Pursuit, you're basically cutting your viewership in half, right? You're going from able to reach 300,000 homes to 150,000 homes. Basically, you're cutting the rate in half by switching to that network. The benefit for Impact, though, is that Anthem, who owns Impact, owns the Pursuit channel. So
it's
cheaper makes money. Now we roll that into their free Twitch channel, which there's been several things out there and put out there about how Impact's social following has increased steadily over, everywhere. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all these different avenues. It would be stupid not to try to capitalize on that momentum on that front, because Pop TV just isn't working.
Yeah.
And you're switching to a male-dominated network I'm not trying to be sexist here, because there are females that hunt and do outdoor activities, but let's be honest, it's a male-dominant thing.
Right.
Okay, so that's the market that they're trying to hit. I mean, and I can personally speak from my own things that I do with my analytics for Facebook and YouTube, because I can see that. I can see the age ranges, the sex of who and where they're at, and we're watching the streams. And predominantly, it's male, United States, watching the streams. Or now, Facebook's a little bit different, because it's not only based on the streams. It's based on all activity on the page. But you get what I'm saying?
Right.
There are a lot of women that are involved in wrestling, but I just think that they should have did this a long time ago.
You have to advertise. I understand trying to include everyone, but you have to advertise to the people that you know are going to be watching it. So if you know your prime demographic is men between the ages of 18 and 30, that's who you're advertising for. That's not to say that little kids aren't watching. That's not to say that old women aren't watching, but that's who you're advertising to.
Yeah, exactly.
So a move to a channel like that is a good move.
Right. And then on top of that, there's been a very big movement on Twitch towards the wrestling industry. It started with, well, let's be frank, it was the WCPW, which eventually turned into Defiant on YouTube. And then once YouTube changed their algorithms and changed their things for monetization, a lot things like Wrestle Circus came to Twitch and started their deal on Twitch and they were doing their pay-per-views on Twitch for free. And then Impact came, then House of Hardcore came, and now there's more. Now there's a bunch of other ones that are doing Twitch streams for their events. So that's pretty sweet, I think. And Impact is 24/7 on Twitch all the time, which, by the way, if you didn't know, right now it's not on Twitch because it aired out and wasn't working, but it should be. If you go to the Twitch channel, if you go to twitch.tv/Rasslin Rage, it should be Impact because I host it. So like when I'm not doing my stream on Twitch, wrestling's showing. Usually, sometimes Fail Army shows, but I host Impact Wrestling. So, you could go to Rasslin Rage and watch it. You watch Impact, Impact Wrestling anyways. But, so you should do that because think about it, because it's happening tonight. Tonight's the first night. So at 10 o'clock tonight on Twitch will be Impact's first episode on Twitch, which that's pretty cool, I think.
Good.
So you gonna watch?
Probably.
Are you a Twitcher?
I've never been on Twitch before.
What?
No, I've never.
I see you as a gamer. You're a nerd, right?
Yeah, but I've never been the biggest fan of watching other people play
Oh,
games.
okay. All right.
So,
and I don't mean that disrespectfully either.
Oh,
okay,
no, I'm a giant nerd.
okay,
I have
okay, all right.
5,000 comic books in my house.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Okay, I hope you didn't take it that way, but
a nerd can call a nerd a nerd.
But yeah,
It's
I know.
cool.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Ooh, you said the N-word.
What did I say? Oh, nerd? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm like, oh, no. What did I do?
Well, now you're Hogan.
Yeah, I pulled a Hogan, and now I'm banned for life. We've talked about this a few times before, the whole deal with CM Punk and Colt Cabana, right? So CM Punk, Colt Cabana, we're going to review so everybody understands what we're talking about. CM Punk, Colt Cabana were being sued by the doctor from WWE that CM Punk accused of a bunch of crap, right? All right. So they apparently, allegedly, Colt Cabana alleges that CM Punk said he'd pay for his legal fees. CM Punk says, no, that's not the case, and was trying to force him to pay for his legal fees. He ended up getting his own lawyer. Now, Colt Cabana is suing CM Punk because he thinks he should pay for his legal fees for what he said on his podcast. Okay? They threw it out of court, right? And then Colt Cabana refiled the lawsuit, and now CM Punk filed to have it dismissed again. So that's where we're at with that. So these two are going back and forth in court. Oh, I think it's over $200,000 in legal fees, roughly.
I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money, but
But it's Colt Cabana, man.
right. It seems like it's more of a, well, you're a duty head. No, no, you're a duty head. Excuse me, may the judge show that this person is in fact a duty head? And they're just going back and forth and complaining with each other.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
This is my castle. You can't have my castle.
I believe when we were building it, you said that it'd be my castle.
See you in court.
Well, my dad's a lawyer, so
ooh.
yeah.
Well, I got a force field, and your dad can't sue me through my force field.
Well,
so
I have a dinosaur, and it eats force fields. So
That was a good one. I heard that one. Oh, man, that was great. So, now this one was cool. I thought this was cool. WWE applied for a trademark called Worlds Collide. And as I was reading this, I'm like, man, that sounds really cool. Man, that sounds cool. So, we at that time when they filed it, all we knew was it was going to be for entertainment services, namely a show about professional wrestling. That's from the paperwork. But now we know they're using the name for a tournament during the Royal Rumble Axis. Superstars of WWE's 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK will compete in a tournament with a brand versus brand. So there's going to be 15 guys total, 5 from each. So 5 from 205, 5 from NXT UK, 5 from NXT. What they're competing for, I have no idea. Just for the fun of it. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. So hello to the bad guy. So let's see. We got from NXT, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Dominic, I don't know how to say it, Divajak or whatever, Keith Lee, and Dozer or Otis, whatever, but it's Dozer. Then from NXT UK, Mark Andrews, Tyler Bate, Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and Zach Gibson. And then from 205, we have Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, TJP, and a superstar yet to be named. Dun, 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 dun. Enzo Amore. Oh, no. I'm bad. Sorry. This is a really good idea, actually. I think this is probably some... I kind of popped when I read that. I'm like, oh, I would like to be there for such a thing.
It'd be fantastic,
Yeah.
but I feel it might end up being one of those many things they do that don't end up living up to the hype, or they're going to end up turning into a joke. The statue, they'll compete for a statue. The statue will just be a tall cylinder with 2 planets colliding at the top.
Yeah.
And it'll end up looking like the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view poster, and that's all anyone's going to remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It'll end up being amazing matches that everyone loves, but...
Well, and there was nothing about it being filmed and going to be on the network. There was nothing about anything like that.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the, what was that, was it Starcade?
Yeah, they didn't put it on the... You have a streaming service.
Twice now.
Why is it not on the streaming service? I pay $9.99 for a service that, honestly, most of the time I just forget to cancel.
I keep it for the time that I actually want to watch the pay-per-view. But
we have Royal Rumble coming up, and that is my favorite.
But
pay-per-view of the year.
you know what, though? Have you ever went and just kind of like searched through the content of some of the things that you can find on there?
Oh, yeah. Legends House.
Yeah.
Camp WWE.
Yep.
Story Time. Those are my favorite ones.
Yeah, Story Time's
Table
good.
for 3.
Yep.
When new episodes of that pop up, I'm right on it. I
Yep.
grab a sandwich, sit down, watch them, and then turn it off until the next
Right.
pay-per-view.
Well, I went through one time and it was like I forget what the name of the series was, but they were older. And you remember back in the day before the WWE Network was actually in existence, and with the cable networks, when digital cable really started coming in, you had these new boxes, and you didn't have pay-per-view, you had like video on demand is what
Right.
it was. Okay, you had VOD. And WWE had all this VOD content, and they had all this different stuff, all these shows and content that they had, and they had one of the things, Triple H. They had a bunch of stuff. I get into those. I watch a lot of that stuff because you get a lot of kayfabe stuff going on in there where you learn a lot of the stuff about them that you didn't really know, like that's why I always say to people like about like Triple H, for instance, like the character Triple H, I dislike. The character.
Right.
Triple H or Paul, whatever you want to call him. And I'm not trying to get, like, I'm in the business credit points for saying his name or anything like that, because I heard that the other day. But, Triple H, the person, the mentor, the booker, the writer, whatever you want, the VP, whatever, that guy I respect that. The character I don't like.
Well, right.
But that's the character he played, so he was
exactly.
doing.
But
I
that's
was
what
supposed
it's supposed to be.
him.
You're supposed to boo
the
bad guy, and he's pretty much always been the bad guy. Now he's part of the authority.
Have
You're
a good
supposed
one,
to boo
Craig.
him. You're not supposed to like him, so he's doing his job good when you don't like him, but you respect the person.
Yeah.
Because of all the amazing stuff that at the last BWCW show when they did the award ceremony. I boo Sean Casey until my throat goes
Right,
raw
and we
every time
talked
he comes
about
out.
that, right.
But when he came out for his award, that was Sean
that
Casey,
was
the person
different. Yeah,
that's
that
put
was
in so much time.
Yeah. To help make, because I mean, let's face it, we know what the bad guy's job is.
Yeah.
To make the good guy look good.
Yeah, and he's good at his job.
Yeah, he makes other people look really good.
Really,
And that says
good.
that says a lot about him. Says a lot about what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you can sit there and you can you talk, you don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Right,
That's
don't.
the point.
That's
He
the
gets
point.
you riled up.
Yeah.
He gets you excited in your seat, even if you're booing him, because he says, "Oh, if you cheer for him, I'm going to mess around for the next 5 minutes," and then you cheer for him for a solid 5 minutes.
Right.
That's what he's supposed to do, and he's good at it.
We're gonna get to questions here in a minute, buddy. You're gonna have to ask those again because I can't scroll all the way through them. But we do questions towards the end of the show. Brock Lesnar fought in the UFC for UFC 200. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, and he fought Mark Hunt. He defeated Mark, all roided out and all, on July of 2016. We all know he tested positive.
Now it wasn't muscle steroids. It was an asthma inhaler steroid.
Regardless, it was a banned substance.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just what he said.
Right. Okay. Right. He was fined $250,000, which really, when you think about it, is chump change compared to the $2.5 million he took for the purse, just for that event.
Yep.
Even if he lost that event, he still would have took $2.5 million. Okay, not a big deal.
Showed up, laid on the ground, said, "Pin me." I'm taking this
Would
money
you
home.
believe, all of you out there, including yourself, would you believe if I told you that that's roughly almost 3 years ago, and he still, to this day, has not paid his fine?
I would, because he seems like the kind of person that only doesn't have blockbuster fines because they shut down.
I am not lying to you when I tell you that the man made, and I think it was in 2017, he made $11 million. And then he's one of the highest paid wrestlers in the business today. Okay? Made $2.5 million to fight in UFC 200. Was fined $250,000, and almost 3 years later, still has not paid. Are you kidding me right now?
Now, when you say he made $11 million, that's just in the WWE, right?
No, that's overall. That's
Okay.
that's endorsements, anything.
Because I was
all
going to say,
his
that's
money.
$11 million for, what, 20 days of work? That's pretty good pay.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I forget how much he made just from the WWE, but that was including any of his money that he made from UFC and stuff like that too, and endorsements. Because if you haven't noticed, he's the only wrestler that walks out with Jimmy Jones on his butt.
Now, you know why Jimmy Johns endorses him?
No.
It was actually an idea from his wife, because he's so fast you'll freak.
Well, regardless, you think about it, he still wears MMA trunks when he comes out to the ring, and Jimmy Johns was his sponsor when he was in the UFC as well. So he's one of the only guys that has a sponsor outside of WWE that he brands himself for.
Now, considering the fact he still hasn't paid this fine, it kind of makes you wonder, is Jimmy Johns still sponsoring him, or is he just too cheap to buy a new pair of trunks?
That's a great question. I don't know. We'd have to ask Brock for that one. I don't know, but he definitely does sound cheap. And I know you're not a big fan of Brock, are you?
I hate Brock Lesnar so much.
I was, like I said before, when Brock did his first run in WWE, I was all in. You know what I mean? I was all about Brock. And then his first stint in the UFC, I used to have fight night parties just to watch Brock Lesnar fight. And when he smoked Randy Couture for the title, man, them big old meat hooks on the face, and yeah, I was all about it.
But he shouldn't have got that shot. His first match was a loss. If your first match is a loss,
Yeah, but
your second match isn't for the championship.
But he beat Frank Mir again and again. But anyways,
I used to watch UFC just to watch someone punch him in the face for real. I watched UFC. I played the games just to face Brock and punch him in the face.
That's the thing. So you watch somebody. I watched them to do the opposite. You know, they made. Well, I wouldn't say they made money for me, but yeah, we won't talk about that. So, anyways, it is time for legit wrestling questions. Now, I know you guys up there were asking questions. You're gonna have to ask them again because I can't scroll all up in there.
Mark.
Did you call somebody a Mark?
No, his name is Mark. It's my uncle. He's been asking him the whole time.
I'm like, dude.
I've been watching him pop up every few seconds.
Kayfabe, man. Kayfabe. All right, so when we come back, you can ask both of us questions, one of us questions, whatever. Ask us questions, legit wrestling questions, but it's got to be about wrestling. Wrestling. Boom! I almost didn't get back in time. You see that? I was like,
but you made it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I told you earlier with the camera thing, I was like, I was noticing that there was it looked like a little bit grainy. You know what I mean? And I went back in and I started looking at things and I was messing with it. And the software, not this software, but the software actually for the camera was zoomed in for some reason. So, and I was taking a big stream and making it a little bit smaller. And so it was messing it up, and that's why it was the way it was. So I figured that out. Well, now it messed everything up, so I got to keep adjusting it on the fly. And that might be one of the reasons why the other stuff wasn't working. I'm going to have to figure that out, too. Piece of junk. Probably, you know what I got to do? I probably got to go to the server, update that server, and then restart it. That's what's going to have to happen. I totally probably got to think about that. So you know what happened? That's what happens when you're too damn smart. And I don't mean to be, like, cocky, but it happens.
I don't have that problem.
All right, legit wrestling question. What do we got here? Let's see. What's your greatest memory of Mean Gene Okerlund? That's easy for me. It's all the Hulk Hogan interviews.
Yeah.
Or Macho Man. And I'll tell you what, one of my most favorite promos of all time is the cream of the crop Macho Man.
Yep.
Right straight to the top is on the cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
See, my favorite would have to be right after Hogan went NWO. And he went back, and everyone was throwing stuff in the ring, and stuff was just bouncing off of his head. He got hit with a bottle, I heard at one point, and he stood there the whole time, completely professional, getting stuff pelted right off him. He never moved. The man was a professional through and through.
Right.
I have a question for you. With all of the rumors going around of, this person's going to join AEW, this person's going to join AEW. If you worked for them and you got to sign one person, who's the one person you feel would help AEW out the most as they're getting ready to start up, or just the person that you'd like to see out of WWE and still on a big screen?
At this current moment, that's an easy answer. That's Kenny Omega.
Okay.
You know, and I say that because Kenny Omega brings a lot to the table. You know, and I know a lot of people don't agree that he's the greatest wrestler in the world right now. And that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily say that Kenny Omega is the greatest wrestler in the world either at the current moment. I'm more lean on Okada, but regardless of that, I think that Kenny Omega brings the most to the table for the because like you said, we've said it, you know, we talked about it last week. They got to come hard.
Yeah. You know,
that this Double or Nothing, it's got to be 3 times what All In was. You know what I mean? And the mistakes and hopefully they show us they learned from whatever mistakes they made during All In, because there were a few. You know what I mean? But overall, still a great event. So Kenny Omega, I think that also helps bridge over the Japan thing, because nobody's more over in Japan than Kenny Omega. You know,
bringing international audience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think that. Let me rephrase that, okay? Because that sounds kind of cocky. He's not the most over, but he has a lot of pull in Japan. Rather, you know, if not without taking Okada out of Japan, right? Okay. So I definitely think that that's probably the best idea to sign him at the current moment, because that's going to bridge a lot of other things. And that'll also help bring in a TV deal, if you ask me. When you have two major stars like Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, and you've only had, what, one major match, right? Wrestle Kingdom 12, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the Alpha versus the Omega, which was on the Jericho Cruise, but that was a tag, right? So you have a potential for a 5-star match in a independent promotion.
Yeah.
So that I think that definitely will play a big part, because what if Kenny Omega comes in? What happened? What's the main event for Double or Nothing at that point? Do you put Kenny Omega in the main event? You don't put Kenny Omega on the mid card.
No.
Yeah.
You put him in the main event, but you just have, let's say they set up a tournament, because they were already saying Jericho wants the championship and Cody wants the championship and the Young Bucks want the championship. So they set up a tournament with the main event being the winner of this tournament versus a mystery opponent.
Right.
Mystery opponent, Kenny Omega.
So here's a good question leading into that too: is if you two guys were to I thought he was talking about. Never mind. I thought he was talking about Jericho and Omega, but he's saying who would come out with the strap.
Me.
Yeah. And you know what? That sounds right.
I'll put you through this table
Do
and
you
take
want
all the belts on the wall.
But are you going to be the bad guy or the good guy?
I'm probably the bad guy. If
Really?
I'm gonna be honest. It's so much funner to be the bad guy.
It is. I don't know. I could be both. Really, I really can. I know how to be a good guy, but I also know how to be a bad guy.
I mean, if you're going to be a good, every week you have to come out and you have to be the good guy. And you got to make the fans cheer for you every single week. If I'm a bad guy, I can come out and go, state sucks. Half the crowd hates me. My job's done. Like, kick a kid and I'm good.
Who do you think and would you like to see Omega sign with? I think he should sign with AEW. What do you think? Do you want him to go to? Please tell me you don't want him to go to WWE.
No, I feel WWE would give him a lot more money. So from a
Well,
financial standpoint, it'd be smarter for him to go there. But they're also going to give him a slight push. They'll give him 2 months. They'll put him against Lesnar. Lesnar will destroy him. He'll get pushed to the mid card. He'll get pushed back. Oh, we don't have anything for you, and he'll be off TV for 3 weeks within 2 years. It's smarter for him as a career move, I feel, to go to AEW, where he's going to be respected for who he is,
right?
Than WWE, where he'll end up being a mid-carder.
Right, definitely. Let's see here. Do you see anyone from the WWE going to AEW, and who would you like to see go to AEW from the WWE?
There is that picture that I shared on Rasslin Rage.
Yeah, of all those people. Yeah.
I would love to see all that happen.
You know what I would like to see is a mini reunion with AJ Styles. And look, man, I like AJ Styles in WWE, but I like AJ Styles in AEW too. I think, and I don't really think that AJ Styles or Kenny Omega have to worry about money anyways, because these guys got a lot going on outside of wrestling too,
right.
As far as marketing and endorsement deals that they have. They got merch with their name on it. They got all kinds of stuff where they're making money. They're the highest T-shirt sellers on ProWrestlingTees.com of everybody on Pro Wrestling Tees, and there's a lot of wrestlers on there, including Hulk Hogan, who's one of the biggest merch sellers of all time. He's the man that wrote the book on selling merch. He left the whole organization because of a disagreement with Vern Gagne over merch.
Well, I mean, he knows that merch is where the money is.
Yeah, I'd love to see AJ Styles, and I would also like to see people like let's say Zack Ryder, guys that we're not seeing on TV that really could be great characters. You know what I mean? These guys that, and I would really, what I really want to see is a rebirth of the tag division. That's what I want to see, because there are tag teams on WWE, but they're not. It's not like the old days. You know what I mean? It's not like that where, there was you had LOD, you had, the natural disasters, and you had all these, the Shrinker, there was all these different tag teams.
Even the big singles competition people were still wanting to get in tag. I mean, Hogan's Hogan, but he still wanted to do the Mega Powers.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Who from the what do you both guys think AEW? What do we think about AEW signing Chinese wrestlers? I think it's awesome because I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever, as long as I've been watching wrestling and recently getting into a lot more of wrestling, independent, I've never really looked into the Chinese scene of wrestling. I've looked into the UK scene, which is amazing, by the way. If you're not watching the UK, any of the UK's promotions, you need to.
Okay.
Like Progress Wrestling, different crowd, but amazing wrestling.
Well,
They're more like a punk rock crowd.
That's exactly what you're looking for, though, when you look at different cultures of wrestling. You don't want it to be the same thing as what you're watching in America.
No, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. When I went to Progress in Detroit after the Evolve show, it was amazing. I had a blast. That's where I got to meet Mustache Mountain. That was good stuff. They were really nice, man. You know how much I paid for that? 3 autographs? Take a guess.
See, you're making it seem really low, so I'm going to lowball it and say 30.
Ha! 10.
10?
$10 for all 3 of them. Yeah, and a selfie. Is that amazing or what?
That's an amazing deal,
That's right. And that's Pete Dunne with the title. He had his title sitting right there. He takes that thing everywhere with him.
I would too.
All right, so let's see here. Babyface Cody goes through the table. Let's see. AJ would put them over the top. I would, definitely. I mean, because think about it, man. I mean, you can have so many top stars with a top draw, and you can only have that match so many times before it becomes stale. Case in point, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles.
And now we're going for AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan.
Right, yeah. It becomes stale. It's overexposure. It's overexposure. You have a weekly show, you have 2 weekly shows and a monthly pay-per-view. There's overexposure. You got too much content for us to. You're putting pay-per-view matches on a weekly show.
Right. But then on the same side of that, because you have the pay-per-view matches on the same show, but then you have the same people facing each other week after week after week after week.
While other guys are still sitting in the back.
Oh, well, we don't have anything for you to do. Really? Because I don't think people want to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the 19th time.
No.
Give someone else a match.
Or I don't even want to see Shawn Michaels in any match.
Yeah.
Or Triple H. Or The Undertaker.
Every time he gets in the ring, I'm afraid he's going to die in The Undertaker.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to watch my favorite wrestler of all time die in the ring and then bawl like a baby.
I mean, I get it. A lot of people are like hardcore Undertaker fans, and they're like, right, and they're all like, Undertaker.
But
I
should have ended with his loss at WrestleMania. That should have
been
the first loss
to Brock.
Lesnar,
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I agree with that.
Hey, the streak is over. It's done.
Yep. Time to go. Have a nice day. Now you're just an ambassador to WWE, and you do, the talking tour, like is what I like to call it.
Right.
The talking tour.
I've always had this theory, this idea in my head of he should have lost at WrestleMania, and then I think the second time he lost, he did do it, where he took the hat off. And took the coat
he
off
left
and
in the
gloves,
ring, but then he
left
came
him
back
in the ring, and then he just should have been gone. Not a goodbye, not a hey, thanks for all the time. Just leave it there, have lightning strike, and the stuff's gone from the ring, and we never see Undertaker again.
And you know what? Here's the thing too: is if you do come back after that,
what do?
Don't come back as that character. Come back as a different version of the Undertaker. American Badass. And come out to something hardcore rock. Don't come out to Kid Rock because he's lame. He is, man. He's lame now. You gotta admit, he's lame.
But that song takes you back to high school, so
well, yeah. But there's a lot of songs that take me back to high school.
But I mean,
it's mostly about bad stuff.
Yeah, he missed his perfect retirement thing, because now it's a thing of, okay, well, how do you retire? Shawn Michaels, he came back.
Right.
What do you do now?
For Shawn Michaels, I could respect that when he didn't come back. Because when he did that table of 3 with AJ Styles, and they were talking about they wanted to book that match with Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles. And he kept saying, I just don't see why. It's not going to make sense for me to come out of retirement to face AJ Styles to drop anything to AJ Styles.
Right.
And I don't know if that's an ego thing or what. And then the money to do the show in Saudi Arabia, was it for the money or was it because you wanted to come out of retirement?
That was...
You get what I'm saying? You don't think that payday wouldn't have been there if he would have went with AJ Styles?
I think a lot more money got thrown around with that Saudi Arabian show.
Oh,
than
probably
anything WWE
yeah.
would have realistically just put on a regular pay-per-view.
Let's see here. We need career tag teams again. Okay. Since you guys don't watch WWE, what and where do you watch? I watch a lot of replay wrestling. I ain't able to watch a lot of the stuff live anymore. It's just the way things go. So I'll watch matches on YouTube. Because there's a lot of matches on YouTube. And then sometimes you'll catch Facebook where like the organization will post a match.
Yeah.
Evolve. I have WWN subscription, so I watch Evolve and ACW, which Cyrus Satine is in. But what sucks about that is Cyrus is on Wednesdays in the Proving Grounds, and they don't air the Proving Grounds on WWN. However, you can catch their Proving Ground. I believe it's the next day or the day after on their YouTube channel. Right. So there's a way to watch that. And then from time to time, I watch Impact if I get a chance. I'll watch some replay, watch a match. If I hear a match was good, I'll watch that. I watch a lot. I'll be honest with you. I watch a lot of the guys that I know. Like if they post matches, I'll watch.
Oh, ridiculous! So every time he posts a match, I'm watching it.
Yeah. Billy Ray, Weaponized, Cyrus, El Ridiculoso, Jackson Stone, MM3, DBA, Levi Blue, man, anybody from the Death Threat Army, you know what I mean? Jack Price, Aaron Orion, all those guys, Karam, who else, man? There's just so many different guys, that are in the independent scene, Justin Maine, James Alexander, a lot of the even though I'm not a 5MW guy anymore, I still watch some of their matches online. Cody Hawk. I mean, how can you, Cody Hawk, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of people realize who the dude is when they see him. They just think, oh, that's Cody Hawk 5MW. Right? They don't know what that guy's done for professional wrestling. And it's kind of sad. But
that goes back to when he's in the ring, you're not talking about the person.
Yeah. And I think now that he was on the WWE Network with Dean Ambrose special, I think a lot of people are now starting to pick that up.
Right.
That he does a lot more than just wrestle. You know what I mean? He mentors guys, and you got guys that are on the current roster that come back to him to get back into shape, to get back in the ring again. You know what I mean? So it's just not Dean Ambrose. We got Eli Drake, Sam Callahan. There's a bunch of guys that he's trained. So, but it's amazing stuff. All right, let's see.
I've been watching less WWE, but I've been going to a lot more of the indie shows.
Well, you have.
And that is phenomenal. I mean,
XICW, man, great promotion. If you're not making it out to any XICW shows, you should. I'm hooked on this Proving Ground.
Oh yeah,
I'm hooked on this Proving Ground, man, and I'm really looking forward to see who they have, because I don't think they've announced who are their vets.
No, they've just been talking about the show for this Sunday, and they haven't said anything about Proving
Ground. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure where we're going with that. But it's going to be an interesting show when we go down there.
Oh yeah.
And this is that was my first. Was that your first Proving Ground too?
Yeah.
So
we went down there to see the Alex had a match, and then we're like, well, maybe we'll go down, and then we found out, well, BRD is going to be in the finals. Well, we have to go see.
That's
BRD
the whole
in
reason
the
why I went. No, sorry, Alex. I love you like a brother, but BRD was in the finals, and I didn't even know Alex was on the card. I hate to be mean and be that, but I went for BRD, and that's why I went. I wanted to go down there and support BRD. And I did get to see a side of Weaponized Alex Weir that I've never seen before, and I was quite happy with it.
He swore.
He did, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Me and Melissa just kind of sit there like, he swore. He knows how to swear? Like, yeah. I didn't know that.
He's so young. He's got that baby face. What do we got here? Yeah, definitely watch a lot of matches posted on Facebook. Who do you guys think is going to the WWE Hall of Fame this year? Oh, my Lord.
Big Van Vader.
That's a good call. Do you think? I don't think he's going to head up the.
Oh no.
Man, that's a hard one to call, man. Because anybody that I would have really thought is kind of already in there.
they're either in there or there's a reason they're not in there.
Yeah. I'm really hoping this is the year China goes in. Even if she doesn't head up the class, at least off the side. I
do know. I watched an interview with Triple H one time, and he said, as long as her other career comes up when you Google her, we can't. And so every once in a while, me and my wife will be sitting down, and we'll go, well, let's Google China, and we'll Google it, and at least on Google, it's no longer on the first page. I kind of feel like WWE is, because they'll post more and more and more stuff about her, so it starts taking up what the front page is, and then it starts taking up what the second page is, and then they start talking about her death and that kind of stuff. So I feel the farther down it goes, the sooner we're going to get her. And when she does go in, she will be the head of class.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be this year, but when it happens, she will be the head of the class.
Gotcha. I definitely... Man, it's hard to say. I really have to think about it. I definitely think that it's time for Big Van Vader.
I should have did it when he was still alive. So.
Yeah, I agree there. There's a lot of people that should be... There's like people like Barry Windham need to go in, even though he's in with the Four Horsemen, what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think Arn Anderson's in by himself. You know what I mean?
No, because the only one that's in there twice right now is Rick.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys like that too, right?
I know.
Tully Blanchard. I mean, come on, man.
DX is probably going to go in. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but...
As a faction, you think?
Yeah, they're going to go in as a faction. It'll probably end up being the same year that China goes in.
Well, you definitely know they wouldn't put NWO in before DX. I mean, as a faction.
Right. The bigger thing with that is going to be, where are they with Hogan on that given day? Because I know he was on Monday Night Raw, so I know he was at the Saudi Arabian show, and then immediately after that it was, okay, don't talk about Hogan again. Well, he was on Monday Night Raw for Mean Gene. Now the question is... Are they still talking about him, or is it going to be another? Okay, you were here for this. We're not talking about you again. Because as long as they're not talking about Hogan, you can't do NWO. Because Scott Hall and Kevin Nash is just the outsiders,
right? But you know what though? The thing is though is I don't know if a lot of people know this, and I've actually got an argument with somebody about this a while back. That when WWE separated ways with Hulk Hogan after his racist comments, they removed any. Basically anything from him being in the Hall of Fame,
right?
At WWE, and people are like, oh yeah, he's still in the WWE. It's like, no, he's not. If you go check, he is not in the WWE Hall of Fame. And I got an argument with somebody about this, but they reinstated him into the Hall of Fame,
right?
So that right there in itself is now he's reinstated. He is an official member under the same class that he was in for the Hall of Fame. So if you're willing to put him in the Hall of Fame and reinstate him, then I don't see why they wouldn't do it for NWO either.
I think it's one of those things of, like, if you have that cousin that everyone in the family doesn't necessarily like, it's a big difference between having them over at your house or having them at a family gathering.
Right.
Like, Hogan's allowed in the family gathering, but he might not be allowed over just like, oh, we're having a small Christmas thing. Big family reunion. Yeah, you can come to the park where everyone's at and be away from us, but not necessarily at
hilarious.
Christmas dinner.
Yes, Canada, does he want the what do you think? The China, Google's China. Okay.
CHYNA.
Yeah. Is Mike Rotunda in yet? I don't think he is. IRS. Somebody says hi. Alicia.
Hi.
Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Do you know Alicia?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Alicia. Nice.
She's been my second mom since like 9th grade.
Oh, well, hi, second mom. No, yeah, I know who Mike Rotunda is. No, he's not in. I don't think he is. Wouldn't that have been it would have been better if they would have did Rotunda IRS at the same time as Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Not as a tag team either.
I've always kind of wondered how they decide who goes into the Hall of Fame, because I know at one point
I think it's a popularity contest.
Yeah. I mean, at one point I heard it was like the last class kind of gets a say as to who goes in next.
Yeah, Money Inc. Yeah, not as the tag team though, but if they put them in at the same time.
Right.
I mean, and obviously Ted DiBiase was the head of the class for that, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they need to put in Crime Time
Crime time.
for having one of the
The
greatest
U.S.
intros
Express would be great, says Danny Beals. There's a lot of people that should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I just don't think that hardcore fans, and I've talked about this many times. Like there's the WWE the market, right, and who they market to, and there's 3 sets of people, and they don't give a crap about hardcore fans like us,
Right.
because they're not making a bunch of money off us. They're making money off the other ones, right? So when it comes to that, I don't really think they care what we think anymore of like hardcore, like Tully Blanchard and these guys. I just think they look at. Well, this guy's still kind of relevant and
Right.
popular.
You're not selling
Right.
that many of those action figures.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Midnight Express in, I believe they are.
You know who's not in? And you have Edge and Christian are both in there.
Mhm.
You have the Dudleys in there.
No, they're not. Are you sure?
We need the Hardy Boys to be in there, so that way the original
What?
TLC 6-way.
I believe that would make better sense once Jeff's done officially.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem there is, I feel they're one of the people that are rumored. Oh, they're going to go to AEW, and I'd hate for them to not end up.
I don't see that because Matt is at that spot now where he's just,
Right.
he's complacent.
I would, and Jeff has that history of how many times he's gotten busted for drugs and that kind of stuff. I'd hate for them to do something that ends up making it, oh, well, we're not going to put you in the Hall of Fame now.
And they're getting towards the end, man. They're busted up.
Yeah.
That's why Matt's done, he's still kind of doing things here and there, but not nowhere near when he came back initially, what I'm
Right.
saying? And even watching Jeff, you've seen he's not the same. It's not
Well,
the
he
same
physically
swanton
can't.
bomb.
Yeah, he can't do the stuff he used
Right,
to do.
yeah.
The little
It's
voice in
taken-
the back of his head, this is don't do that. It's a little louder now.
Right. Let's see here. What do we got? Steiner should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think that's ever going to happen. With all the heat that Scott's brought on himself with talking schmack about Triple H, that ain't never going to happen.
He'd have to shut up for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that ain't never going to happen.
I saw him at a Comic-Con and talked to him for 2 minutes, and all 2 minutes was him talking about how bad WWE is because Triple H has a say in what's going on.
What do you guys think about AEW getting a TV offer? I haven't heard that they got one. I heard there's been some talks. There's nothing been confirmed. I know that there was something about Access TV release that they're not, and they said they'd listen, but never, they're not because they're partners with New Japan. So unless there's a deal with AEW New Japan, I don't see Access rolling.
Right.
And could it happen? Absolutely. Does it need to happen? Absolutely.
If they're going to actually majorly compete, yeah, they need to be on TV. They
Some
need to be
kind
streaming.
of TV.
They need
Yeah,
to...
something. Let's see. As I was growing up, people like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Triple H, The Rock, etc., all were the big names. Who should I keep an eye on now? Are you talking like in WWE or like independent? Because I can tell you I can give you one name right now independently that you're going to want to keep an eye on, and his name is Austin Theory. This gentleman is the future of professional wrestling. I kid you not. Another one, Jungle Boy. Check this guy out. Jungle Boy.
Where does he wrestle at? Because I know I got to see him the one time at the Rising Star tournament,
Yeah.
and I haven't got to see him.
Well, he's
again.
out of California.
Oh, well, that's why I haven't. got to see
Yeah.
anything
He's
stuff
actually,
again.
I forget when, but he's going to be wrestling for PWG here pretty soon.
Okay.
Pro Wrestling Gorilla. I believe was owned by Kevin Owens at one time. Not sure if it still is. Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah, of course, Cyrus Satine.
I would say on February 2nd, come to the next BWCW show. The tickets is $15.
$15.
$15. Come there, watch it, and you'll enjoy every match. You'll get to see it live. You can have a beer.
Rick Steiner. Rick could be on his own, but I don't know if he'd do it. You know what I mean? Based just on. I don't think they have a lot of fond memories of WWE.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, if you look at just Rick's, because they got to show that clip show of, oh, this is what they did. So try to imagine doing a clip show of the greatest Rick Steiner stuff and not showing Scott at
Right,
all.
yeah, because I don't think he had a singles run in WWE.
He did, but I don't think it was. It was more like we need
Are
someone
you
to
sure?
face this
I know
person.
he had a singles run in WCW, but I don't know about I didn't know he had one in
I
WWE.
might be because I used to flick back and forth between the two so much.
Because Scott came back to WWE after WCW for a very short time,
Right,
and Rick wasn't with him.
right.
And so I don't think Rick had a singles run after that, and I don't remember him having a singles run, after the Steiner brothers in WWE. Because when they came to WCW, they were the Steiner brothers, and then there was, they eventually split, and Scott went to the NWO.
Big Papa Pump.
Right, Big Papa Pump. Holla if you hear me. There was a lot of Master P going on there. But yeah, let's see here. There's a lot of questions tonight. What about Rick? Okay, Cyrus T. Josh, do you think your cousin is ready to wrestle?
I think he has an amazing gimmick. He's getting in shape, but the big thing is he has to start taking the classes, and once he starts getting into the ring, I think he's going to be awesome.
Yeah, you definitely got to get trained before you get in the ring, man. Otherwise, you're just a yarder.
Oh yeah,
And if you're just a yarder, you're not going to make it on a show.
that's what he's like. He's going to the gym. He's hitting the gym hard. He's starting to get in shape.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, I don't have the 6-pack yet, so I don't. I'm like, really? You've been going to the CW shows, okay? How many of those people have 6-packs?
Right. I tell you what you
don't
do.
have to be chiseled to get in the ring. You got to take the classes.
You give Karam a call, and he'll teach you how to work out.
He looks like he's carved out of marble. Every time I see him, he looks like someone trapped a cloud in a human shape. He's just got all the puffs and bulges and.
Right. Demolition should be in the Hall of Fame.
They're not?
I don't think they are. Let's see here. Robert Larson, is Buff Bagwell in the Hall of Fame? No. If not, do you think he should be? Not WWE. He only did what? He was only there for a day before he got fired.
Right. But I mean, they own all the rest of the WCW stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
They're giving some of the WWF people been putting into the Hall of Fame, so.
I don't think that would happen.
No.
Not.
Buff Bagwell's not going in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I know Buff. Like, I don't know him personally, and I've had conversations with Buff, but I like the guy, but
Yeah.
I don't think that they would put him in their Hall of Fame.
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Vince is very fond of Buff. If I'm not mistaken.
I think the only way that Buff Bagwell's getting in there is if they decide to have an entire class of just like the extended NWO.
Right.
Like he might get in there as part of the group, but not on his own.
Right. I know that there's another Hall of Fame. I could see him going into that Hall of Fame, but not the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All right. Then I think the Cauliflower Alley Club has their version of the Hall of Fame as well. So I could definitely see those, but not WWE. Not because I don't think he's worthy of not being in a Hall of Fame. I just don't think that WWE would put them in there
For his WWE career.
because I don't really think that WWE bases that on that stuff overall. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of a facade.
Right.
It's a thing to make more money. That's what I think. Nikita Koloff to be in the Hall of Fame. Brooklyn Baller. Should he? Yeah. Will he? No.
Gilbert. They need Gilbert to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Josh, when do you think your cousin will start training? As soon as he comes up with the money. Easy question.
Supposedly March.
There you go. The True Wrestling Hall of Fame. Yeah, the True Wrestling Hall of Fame. All right, so we're an hour and a half in. So I think it's time we start wrapping. These guys are just going to keep asking questions. I think they're doing it on purpose, too.
Right.
Hey,
that's cool.
I know. But definitely, guys, check it out. Next week, joining me live will be Allen Hart, my camera guy. We got to get him an official T-shirt. I keep forgetting to do that. But Allen Hart will be joining me next week here down in the basement. Yes, XICW screwed Alex. You better be watching that, DBA. You know what? I'm going to tag him. I'm going to tag DBA.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. So don't forget, you can still donate $1, 50 cents, whatever. Scroll down in there. You can also get Rasslin Rage T-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/Rasslin Rage. Or you can go to the merch store and get the limited edition Rasslin Rage T-shirts. Also, You can scroll down in there. You can head on over to, let's see, WWEshop.com and buy T-shirts and anything else. Maybe you want to buy a belt. You know, that'd be sweet, right? You can go do that. Or you can go to Highspots.com and you can buy yourself a wrestling ring so you can start wrestling. Hey, is that your cousin? Where is he? Jack Marcus?
Yeah, that's not his name, but I don't know if he just put a fake name on there.
Okay,
just,
so Jack Marcus, you can go to highspots.com and you can buy yourself a wrestling ring. I'm not sure exactly how much a wrestling ring costs, but I'm sure it's in the upwards of $3,500
he's
or
been
more.
asking me where can he get wrestling pants.
You can get those on highspots.com. So after the show is done, you scroll down in there and you go to highspots.com and buy some wrestling pants. There you go. Thank you, NWO. Thank you, Daniel. So let's see. Allen next week. And then the week after that is Mr. Weir's returning, which would be the 24th, I believe. And then on February 1st, I'm not going to tell you yet. But it's going to be a special episode. It's the day before Blue Water Championship Wrestling. And there's 2 people coming on the show. 2. And it's not the Weirs, by the way.
Is it 2 people involved in a 3-way match? I saw the look on your face. I felt I needed to clarify.
3-way match? That was
You
cool.
had a look like, there are kids watching this. So
Yeah, no, it is what it is. Hey, man, I've slipped before, too. Trust me. It's 3 people. 3 people will be here on the 1st. And that announcement is coming soon. So, join us next week. Same time, same place. Hopefully we get everything working on time. 8 o'clock, YouTube, r2youtube.com. Remember to subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up. Make sure to share the video if you watch. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got, guys. Hook it up. Show this guy some love because maybe he can make this the second highest watch or maybe the first and then the next one will be the second. Whatever, right?
That.
All right, guys.
I have to come back.
Yeah, you guys have a good night, and we'll check you guys later, man. Have a good one.
We are the Death Threat Army. Vehicle City villain Aaron O'Ryan.
Black Diamond Jack Price.
The Wild Child Jody Threat.
And weaponized Alex Weir. And you're watching Rasslin Rage live on Friday nights at 8 o'clock on YouTube.